Welcome to Om Times TV, a division of Om Times Media and Broadcasting. Welcome to Postcards to the Universe with Melissa Gabriel. Do you believe in magic? What if you were told that all you had to do was get a little creative and work a magic spell to bring anything you can imagine into your life? Here on Postcards to the Universe, we will share manifesting, tips, postcards, creativity, abundance, and prosperity. Here is your host, Melissa Gabriel.
Hey everybody, and welcome to Postcards to the Universe with Melissa, creating the life you crave. It's Wednesday. How's everybody doing? I hope you guys are doing well. I have a really exciting show today for you. I'm so excited to talk to them. But before I bring out a regular of mine, if you watch my show, you know him very well, Reverend Gregory Possman, but also he's here today with his sister, Leanne Mason, and we're going to talk to them about something that they're doing together, which is like wild and exciting, and I can't wait to dive into it. So, you know, if you guys follow me, thank you. If you're watching me all the time, I so appreciate you. If you're new to my show, please, you could go and see all of my shows. Just go to either Om Times TV, and for Postcards to the Universe, you could see all of the shows listed there, or you can go to my YouTube channel, Postcards to the Universe. I'm reading tarot cards. I'm doing short talks. I read an oracle deck that I made. And so I do a lot of stuff over there. And I would love if you would come over there and follow me there. That's why I'm trying to bring people to my YouTube channel. I'm trying to grow that so you can see all of the cool things that I'm doing. And I made my own oracle deck out of manifesting postcards. So I started pulling one for each show. And today's, I'm going to hold it up for you. Today's it says it's good for the soul. Okay. And I thought this is a great card for what we're going to be talking about in today's show. It's good for the soul. So doing work that is good for your spirit and your soul and your heart, and how much that opens up your life. And it just so happens that today we're going to be talking to these two who are helping lost souls and lost spirits cross over into the light. So you can bring on Gregory and Leanne. That would be great. So like I said, if you've been watching, you know Gregory Possman. He's a Psychic Trance Channel, and he channels over 40 light beings. And Leanne Mason, his sister, who I don't think Leanne was on my show when I was on radio many years ago. And it may have been when I was at the other, I don't think it was Om Times. I think it was before I came to Om Times. We talked to you. I talked to you about your psychic connection. So Gregory, he's a channel. He channels many beings. And I got an email earlier that Archangel Michael is going to make a brief appearance today because he's got a message, which I always love. But let me tell you a little bit about Leanne. She lost her son, Patrick. And after that, that terrible devastation, she found some profound spiritual gifts, including clairvoyant and mediumship abilities. And recognizing having these abilities has helped her navigate her grief, and has helped her dedicate several years to providing healings and readings for those who have lost loved ones. And if any of you know what that's like, which many people do, it's really, really difficult. I lost my sister 4 years ago, so my mother's alive. And so as a mother losing your child, Leanne, it's terrible. I mean, it's the worst thing that you can imagine in the world. So, but what this brother and sister team decided that they would be really good doing was sharing their gifts, helping, which I find fascinating, lingering souls cross over. They feel deeply grateful to be chosen by the spirit world to do this profound work together, and we'll be sharing stories here today with us. And you can find out more about them if you go to gregorypossman.com. And if you want to contact them, if you want to reach out to them, you can go through Gregory's website and reach out. And all of that is in the description you could see below. So let's get into it. Welcome, both of you. Hi, Gregory. Nice to see you again.
Thank you.
I love having Gregory on. He's great. And Gregory also does personal readings, channelings that you can do with him too. So if you want to contact him for that, I've had that done. And I think my sister's done it like 3 or 4 times already with Gregory. Okay. So let's start. So Leanne, I'm going to ask you out. So you lose your son, you're going through the devastating trauma of that. And then did these gifts start coming after that? Or were you already kind of having these abilities and then that showed up more strongly after that?
In my 20s, I would be told things like not to go into the ocean. There's sharks there. Don't, do things like that.
Yeah.
I could feel people in my mom's home when I lived with her. And then it kind of just dissipated. I guess I just didn't listen to it as much until after Patrick died. And then once I got through a lot of the healing, that's when everything really, really started and gained a lot of speed. And I knew that he was behind it. And I knew that he was the one guiding me through it. Now I have several that help me with all of this. So, and I'm going to shout out to Cassandra because she's my main person. And she always helps me too. But Patrick's the one that really watches over me.
So Cassandra is like a spirit guide for you who comes in and helps you. That's beautiful. Yeah. Was Cassandra human and crossed over and is a spirit, or was she always over there and is just one of your spirit guides?
Me. Yeah, during a reading, Greg brought her to me, and so yeah, she's my main go-to.
Wow. It's so wild that you guys being brother and sister both have this connection. You're such open channels. I believe we all can be connected. I really do. I think a lot of us close ourselves off to it because we're afraid, or we don't understand it, but that you both are such open channels to it. So Gregory, how did you join up with your sister in deciding, besides the channeling that I'm doing, to start helping these souls cross, these lost souls? And we'll get into what that means to be a lost soul in a sec.
We did a workshop in Nashville, and I can't remember how many years ago it was. It doesn't make any difference. But at that particular workshop, Leanne was talking about a cemetery and some other places that we needed to go to cross some souls over. And we were together. And so we did that. We went to these places. We went to several different, I think there were 3 different locations that we were guided to go to. And we started doing the work. And whenever we came across a soul who was reluctant, I got the message that if I were to channel this soul and Leanne were to talk to it through me, then there was a much better chance of it crossing over into the light. And I do want to clear up one thing. Cassandra is an angel.
Okay.
We haven't said that yet, but I just want to throw that in there.
Listen, if I was an angel on the other side, I would want people to know I was an angel too. So I get it. Exactly. Cassandra, we need to tell exactly who she is. Okay. So that's really an interesting way of doing it. So Gregory would channel the spirit. So you would be in an area and you would get these hits, right, Leanne? Like you would feel it. So you would be like,
I get told, I feel it. I know how they die. And it's like, all it takes is for Greg to say, like, we cleared a resort in North Carolina. I won't name the name, but we actually went there, and boy, there was a lot. I saw Indian massacres. I saw rape. I saw all kinds of things. And I used to feel it. I mean, I used to feel how they died. That's kind of died off now because I truly listen to my head now. I truly listen to what I'm being told. And that took a while.
I'm sure.
But I would feel everything. And so we went through that resort, and it's really funny because we were on horses, and the guide, her horse stopped in front of this cabin. And I was like, and then Greg started coughing. And I said, Greg, what are you doing? You've got somebody with you, you know. And he finally we found out it was one of the owners of the cabin that had died of cancer, throat cancer. So we cleared a lot of places in that resort. And then it just grew from there. Then we realized we didn't need to be together to do this. And
right, because really, everything is energy. So we'll start from the beginning. So what is a lost soul for somebody who's like, what are they talking about? Like, and you're saying I'm clearing spaces. I know what you mean, but for those of people who are hearing this for the first time, they may be like, I don't know what they're talking about.
Some people who die don't know how to move over to what I'm going to call heaven.
Okay. We lost. Oh,
lost
there you are. That's okay. Come on, spirits.
Somebody's playing with us. They don't. A lot of it is tragedy. If somebody dies in a tragic manner,
right.
They don't feel like they're worth crossing over. They don't feel like they deserve it. A lot of times it's just people that want to stay back and help their families or whatever, you know, and they just don't want to move on, or they want to stay in their homes. They want to watch over their homes. Help me out, Greg. What else have we?
Well, is it also like do some of them not even realize they're dead?
No, they don't. Some of them don't. No, they do not.
So they think, so if they don't realize they're dead, are they wondering why they're not getting responded to like they used to or something? You know what I mean?
They just travel around doing what they normally would and they don't realize it. But yet, of course, a lot of people don't see them and a lot of people don't hear them.
Right.
I truly believe that some of these souls know that Greg and I can do this, and they find their way to us in different ways. So that's how a lot of it happens. What are you laughing at?
Well, I'm thinking about recently. So I'm having lunch and there's some college students near me, and I'm guided to ask them if they know about some ghosts, because I hear them talking and I know they live in a dormitory.
Oh yeah.
And this is all about synchronicity.
Of course.
So I asked them, and they said, "Well, we don't know. We don't have any ghosts in our dorm, but there was a suicide in another building at the university." And suddenly that was the hit. That was the energy that I needed. And I told Leanne about it. And we had very few details. We didn't know much of anything. And it turned out that this young woman had, in fact, committed suicide in a building very near to where I live. And Leanne and I worked on it, and I channeled the young woman. And in fact, she crossed over. So the part about all of this that amazes me still is that the moment either one of us finds out even the most minute detail about anything, the whole process just starts. And it's organic. It doesn't, it's not like somebody knocks on the door and says, "Oh, by the way, we need so-and-so." That never happens.
Interesting.
It's always a synchronistic event.
So let's use her for example. So you channeled this young woman who committed suicide, right, Gregory? Once you got those, you were getting the feeling something, right? Because you're at lunch, just enjoying your lunch, and you're feeling something. So when you channel her, she comes through to you, and then Leanne, you step in. You are talking to now the woman who is no longer on the plane. And how are you guiding her? Like, walk us through what that looks like.
So first of all, after he told me about it, I
Mhm.
start getting messages. They come to me
Okay. So
immediately.
it's like simultaneously you both are
Correct.
getting these hits. Okay.
Correct. So I knew all of this information about this young lady, and it was really disheartening. What she went through was absolutely horrible, and she was raped by a football player, and everybody turned their back on her. Like a
Yeah.
coach knew and did
Not
nothing
surprised.
about it.
Unfortunately, I'm not
Exactly.
surprised. Whether it's
Exactly.
2025, 2026, or
Right.
1950, it doesn't
Yeah.
surprise me. Yeah.
So she gave me all the information that I needed. And so she told me she wanted her story told. She needed people to know, just to hear, what she went through, and for us to know what she went through, because obviously Greg and I are sympathetic to all of this,
Of
because I
course.
can't imagine going through that. And so she just felt like she didn't deserve to be crossed over, and she did. I mean, she was here way too long. But anyway, so I know pretty much what to talk to these people about when Greg channels them. It's more or less asking questions, telling their story, letting them know that they're respected and loved, and that they do need to cross over. And that's it. It usually starts when one of us mentions something. I mean, just out of the blue. I can be told to get on Facebook, and I don't get on Facebook a lot, but I can be told to get on Facebook, and immediately there's something right there that I need to see to start something. Or I can be told to watch, actually, this is kind of funny, but some psychic shows. I can be told to watch those, and it's like, oh my gosh, those people need to be cleared. Like we cleared a bunch of shipwrecks in Lake Michigan. So, I just get the information that we need to do something, and then it just builds from there. It's like Greg said, it just all comes together. And so, but
So when you heard her story, then she felt complete enough so then she could cross over? Or so what I'm trying to get people to have an understanding is so once the connection is made and the crossing over, are you saying, okay, whatever her name is, does she feel like, okay, now I'm complete, I shared my story, I can now go into the light? Or are you, Leanne, saying, okay, I'm going to help hold your hand, and here is where you need to go?
I think it's both. I
Okay.
mean, we just, like, Greg can get in touch with her. Of course, mine is telepathic.
Right, of course.
And we can talk to each other, but I think it's just knowing that she can go through Greg, and I can ask the right questions to make her feel like she's able to move on. And then I can guide her through that process. So it's a matter of me hearing it, Greg hearing it, and then knowing what to say to her to let her know it's okay, that she was judged and she shouldn't have been. So anything to add to that, Greg?
As most women are in those situations, unfortunately. Yeah. So Gregory, then when it comes to you and you're channeling her and you feel her ready to cross over, you feel her spirit go, like you can feel that or sense that?
Well, the way that works is they always seem to see Archangel Michael's light. So they see this column of light, and they ask about it. They want to know, what is it? What is that? And then Leanne explains to them, that's the angel that's going to meet you. And most of the time it's Michael. It could be another. It could be Gabriel. It could be Raphael. It could be any of a number of different. It could even be Cassandra. However, most of the time it's Michael. And so at that point, they want to know what that light is. And then Leanne will, or whomever is doing the conversation, usually it's Leanne, but there can be other people that do it as well.
Sure.
Anyway, the bottom line is that once they feel respected and acknowledged, they begin to shift. And then oftentimes they'll ask, is it okay for me to go? Or am I going to be judged over there? What's going to happen? And we always respect them. We always show them love and respect. And then once that happens, usually the way I know they went is they go out of me. They're not in
Yeah.
here.
They're not
They're-
in you anymore. Right. And then
Right.
you know also, Leanne, because you could feel their presence has moved
Mhm.
on. Right.
Yeah.
So you guys can confirm it off of each other. So
Yeah.
now when you're talking, okay, so now we have a picture of what it looks like. So now we're at the shipwreck place where there's a bunch of souls happening. And you're saying you're clearing. Like, what is that like? Like that experience? I mean, because you're not only channeling, you're not only feeling one energy, you're feeling all of these different energies from different people.
That one was painful. That one was
Okay.
painful because there was a shipwreck that exploded. The engine exploded and people got burnt. And gosh, Greg, for days I was
Sick.
on fire. It was like I'm
Oh.
burning up. They really made me feel that one because they were so anxious. And finally, we just like, okay, let's get this over with because I couldn't take it. It was awful.
Because you were having physical manifestations of it. It was, yeah, that's why, it's good that you're not having those as much, that you've been able to separate your body from it,
It's a lot more comfortable, that's for sure.
So how many were in that collective? Do you know approximately?
I couldn't even begin.
My
couldn't even begin.
somewhere between 25 and 30,000 souls. Because what happened in that event, I mean, we were right on the edge of the lake.
Oh my God.
And we did it for all of the people who had drowned, who had been in shipwrecks in the Great Lakes. And that's the part that we human beings have a little difficult, well, this human being has a little difficulty grasping, that there can be such a huge collective.
Yeah.
But we have done battlefields, we have been in cemeteries, we have been in places where there were huge skirmishes of one kind or another. I remember a Native American one that I think was up in Indiana, and there were a lot of souls in that particular tribe that were still here on this side.
Yeah.
And so in that particular case, we do what's called a soul release, and we start in a circle.
Okay.
And then the process begins, and usually I'm channeling some entity who's directing it. And then it creates a circle, and there are 4, 5, 6, 8, 10 human beings, and the souls begin to come into the circle, because in the middle of the circle, a column of light is formed. And that's where the angelic beings collect and connect to them. And those that are ready to go in and go up, if you will. That's what it feels like to me. They go up.
Yeah, that's kind of what the image I got in my head, almost like beam me up. Like beam me up. Like I'm walking into the light that's just going to take me up into the heavens. Mm-hmm.
And that may be a spatial thing, perception that we have.
Yeah. It just may be because we need to have an idea in our head what it is. But yeah.
And that actually came from a TV show I watched, where they were doing investigations, and they were in this maritime museum. The problem with these TV shows, and I'm not judging anybody, please, I'm not judging anybody. They want the scientific. They have to hear. They have to see. They want to know everything. The one thing that they don't do, which obviously makes me upset, I think it makes Greg upset, is they don't do anything with it. They just leave them there. And I don't know if it's they don't know how to, they don't want to, they just want to go with the scientific part of it. So that's where that
I never even considered that. But now that you're saying it, because I don't watch too many of those, but I have watched a couple where they go in and they're with their equipment and they're picking up spirits. And then it's like, then what? Because
spirits are left there.
I'm assuming this is an assumption that you may have come across maybe a soul or two that said, no, I don't want to cross over. I don't want to go. And you have to respect that, right? You have to respect that.
Mary's waiting, Greg. Mary's waiting.
Who's that? Is that a soul that you want to cross over, but she doesn't want to go yet?
Well, we went to the Felt Mansion in Holland, Michigan, me and my friend Deb, and she's a big part of this too, because she helps with the releasing and the white light and all of that.
Okay.
So I called Greg and I said, we have to take care of the owners that are here. And then there was also, it was a prison, and I knew that there was a prisoner that needed to go. And so we took care of business. The owners left. And yesterday at work, I kept hearing the name Mary. I'm like, okay, who is Mary? What is this? And so I talked to Greg about it, and he said, well, it feels like it's somebody at the Felt Mansion. And so I worked on it last night, and it was a maid, and she didn't want to leave with her owners because she wanted to stay back and watch the estate, which she didn't need to.
Right.
So
you're trying to convince her to go.
She's now wanting to go. Correct.
Oh, good. Oh, okay. Yeah. Because you have to, I mean, we all should have free will. So I imagine our souls should have free will also. Like, we can't force you to go into the light. We would hope you would want to, because on the other end of that, I imagine it's so much better than being stuck. Because if you're stuck in an energy kind of loop, I imagine it like a loop. It's not like you're leaving that experience or that area. You're just kind of living it on some level over and over again.
And when you work for somebody, you want to do good by your boss. I mean, let's face it. I still work, and so I want to make my boss proud, obviously, and that's the kind of state she was in. So but she's not going to be hard to. She's ready.
She's ready. Yeah.
She's ready to go.
She's ready. So when you're clearing 20, 30,000 souls at once, you're having a circle of about 10 people coming in at once. And it's just, I almost picture in my head like a lineup of little flickers of light, like walking into the circle and like going up. Is that sort of like what it is?
I always see it like they're going up a ladder. That's how I see it. Like they're in a line. They're just walking up a ladder, like an escalator, and they're just going up. And I always imagine like a big square opening. This is what I see.
Yeah.
Michael and whoever's there waiting for them. Waiting there in this light. And that's what I see. I see it all the time. It's like a big square opening in the sky. And it's like they're walking up a ladder.
That is wild.
Sometimes they fly. I mean, sometimes they
I love it. Well, we're going to get into that more. We're going to take our break now. And I have so many more questions. It's fascinating. All right, guys, stay tuned. And we'll be back in just a couple of minutes. I have more about this crossing over.
Om Times TV, a division of Om Times Media and Broadcasting.
Do you have a dream that feels just out of reach? What if you could send a message to the universe and watch it come true? Hi, I'm Melissa Caprio, creator of the Postcards to the Universe project. For years, people from all over the world have sent me their dreams on a simple postcard, and I've seen incredible things happen. Postcards to the Universe, harness the universe's power and manifest your dreams, gives you the tools to create a life you love. Learn how to turn your biggest desires into a clear, powerful message the universe can hear. It's time to stop waiting and start creating. Discover your power to bring your dreams to life. This isn't just a book, it's an experience. Discover your purpose, unlock your potential, and manifest your wildest dreams. Find Postcards to the Universe by me, Melissa Caprio, wherever books are sold. Get your copy today. Start writing your story, one postcard at a time.
Imagine becoming a super influencer. Reinvent yourself, invest in your brand, and then manifest your success with a robust spheric approach. Om Times Media and Broadcasting offers a unique and multifaceted way to become the spiritual and conscious influencer you deserve to be by putting your message across our powerful platform with its proven record of integrity and excellence. Through our produced shows, Om Times offers the opportunity to become a social media TV personality, a radio show host, an Om Times magazine columnist, and a syndicated podcaster, all in one shot. By live streaming your show on Om Times TV and broadcasting it across the extensive Om Times radio and TV networks, you become more than a host. You become an ambassador and a force for positive change. Om Times. Open yourself to the possibilities.
If I could be you, and you could be me for just 1 hour. If we could find a way to get inside each other's minds. Walk a mile in my shoes. Walk a mile in my shoes. Well, before you abuse, criticize and accuse. Walk a mile in my shoes.
Welcome back. Okay, so we're talking about crossing lost souls over into the light with Gregory Possman and his sister, Leanne Mason, who's also a psychic clairvoyant. She has spiritual gifts, just like Gregory, medium. The family, it's in the family DNA over here. So, okay, Gregory, what do you think? Should we have Michael? I can ask Michael come through now, or should we wait?
No, we're going to have Mary come through and work with her and see if she can cross over.
Oh,
immediately after that, then Michael will pop in and maybe talk a little bit about what happened.
Oh my God. Okay. Oh yeah, that sounds great. Are you good with that, Leanne? As long as you're good with it. I just get to watch and listen.
Okay. Here we go.
Okay.
Why am I in this man's body?
Because we would like to help you. We come in respect and love, and we want to hear your story. And I know that you are ready to cross over into the light and be with your family, your boss. You know it's time to go, and we know that you didn't go when your boss went and crossed over. And I know that you stayed here to watch over the estate. Is that correct?
That is exactly what I have done. However, I am assured that my service is no longer needed. Is that correct?
It is correct, because the estate is taken care of. It's well taken care of. It's a place of love. It's a place where they do weddings and things like that. And the people that have it now are taking very good care of it. Although you took very good care of it as well. And we know that. And your boss knows that. But it is time for you to be free. It is time for you to go into the light and be with all of your loved ones up in heaven.
We only have one question, and that is, why is it so different now than it was back then?
Because right now you're just like a shell. You're a shell that's walking around. You don't realize that it's a place that you can go and be happy and loved again. You don't need to stay on this earth. It's been a long time for you. And you died a long time ago, correct?
That is true. We have been in this state of limbo for a very long time, but we have no idea how much time.
That's fine, but it's time to go.
And the light that we are seeing, what is that about?
That is where you want to go. And I'm going to call you Mary. Is that correct?
That is our name, or was our name when we were in body.
Okay. Well, you told me that yesterday when I was at work, Mary, so I knew that that's who we were dealing with. So thank you for the information that you gave me. And you do see a light, and you will see a brighter light. When you decide it's time to go, you can just follow that light and be with all of your loved ones.
And that is where...
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
That is where the master of the home will be, and the missus?
Correct. And they will they will guide you and take you in their loving arms like they always did before. Because they took very good care of you, didn't they?
They did. They were very kind to us. And that is why we have been so diligent in watching over their home. That was important to us.
And you did a fantastic job, and they know that. They know that, but it's time for you to join them now.
We are ready and we are grateful. And we will leave this man's body. Is that correct?
Absolutely. Just follow the light and be free. And thank you for all your service here on this earth.
We are grateful. Greetings. We are the one called the Archangel Michael. Some call us Michael. You can call us whatever you like. What is your question?
Archangel Michael, I can always tell when you're here with your boisterous laugh. And that was so beautiful watching Mary crossover. I could really feel the energy. So Michael, my question is, why are so many souls lost? It makes me sad to think of places that are full of walking souls that haven't found the light and are just stuck in the pain and worry and fear.
For many of them, it is belief. For some of them, whatever religion they were taught when they were small or at whatever age, that particular belief system tells them that there must be guilt or there must be fear, and therefore there must be punishment. If they have done anything that they consider to be dishonorable, criminal, or wrong, so to speak, then they will not allow themselves to come into the evolutionary process, which is coming into the light, because they believe that they will be judged. And that is not the only reason. There are many who perhaps are protecting someone who remains alive. And even after that person has crossed over, they still are unwilling to go. And so this is an accumulation of energy on the planet, and it is a low vibrational frequency. And that is not a judgment of them. But in order to raise the vibrational frequency of the planet, the work that these two are doing, we'll call them the messengers, the human beings, the work that they are doing allows the vibrational frequency on the planet to rise. Sometimes a few souls, and sometimes it is many, as you have already discussed.
And is it because the frequency is low that they can't maybe see or reach you, Michael, or other angels in your frequency?
It is not because their frequency is low, it is because their belief system prevents them from believing that they are capable. Right. And you have the same situation in humanity. Many of you have amazing gifts, but you do not use those gifts either because you don't believe you can, or you don't understand them, or no one encourages you to do whatever it is that you can do, that you can accomplish. So you have this situation of as above, so below. And it takes place in many different dimensions. And that is a part of the process.
Okay.
We're not to remain in his body very long.
Yes, I was going to say, if there's anything you want us to know, you can share, and then you can give Gregory back his body.
Only that we are grateful for the opportunity to allow this information to be encouraged to be shared. We are very grateful for that. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Michael. It's always wonderful to have you.
It's a great honor. So be it.
Wow, that was wild. So I was just about to start tearing up, Leanne, when I was listening and when listening to Mary, and she was just going, and then Michael's big booming laugh came on, and made me smile. But I really felt the energy very intensely, and I think that's why you flickered. I think there's a lot of intense energy because you flickered again. You flicked off for a millisecond, and it's like, and I could feel the energy from where I am. We're all in, for people watching, or we're all in three different states, literally having this conversation. And Chris, our producer, is in another country producing the show. So there's a lot of energy, and if you think about how we're connecting, right? It makes sense that you don't have to be in the same space to connect spiritually. If we can connect not being in the same space through technology,
Right.
imagine what we don't know about how we can connect.
Well, when we found out that we could do this, I mean, what a surprise, that we don't have to be together. We don't have to be at the location like we thought we had to be. It's just amazing the information that I can get and be able to do this. It is a gift. It's grown. I mean, I love doing this. I used to do the readings. I love doing the readings, but now I love this. And I really want to help children. I really want to help children who have gifts or powers that they don't know how to handle. I want to help them with that because it's scary. It's very scary. Sometimes it's scary for me. And I know I talked to you about one time that with Aloysius, and that was really scary for me.
Yeah. Why don't you share, because you and I talked a little bit about that on the phone before, and I said, feel free if you felt comfortable sharing during the show.
I do, because this is the pain. This is such pain that they can feel. And I'm I remember the pain. We were in Frankenmuth, Michigan, vacation, just a couple of days. And I had a friend with me, and Greg was there, and I could feel my whole body. I could not tell what was going on, but I felt very mean, very mad. And my friend thought I was mad at her. And I'm going, what is going on here? We went to breakfast. I could not stop eating. I mean, just gorging food. And it was like, what is going on? So I went back in the room and took a shower. And in the shower, I'm going, okay, now I know what's going on. And I told my friend, I said, go get my brother right now. It's now. And when he came over, I said, somebody's jumped me. Somebody has literally jumped me. And I said, we need to take care of this now. And so come to find out, it was a slave. It was his name was Aloysius. And he had so much anger and so much pain, and it was just, it was awful. It was awful to listen to him.
So when Leanne's saying jumped her, she means he jumped into her without her permission. So that's why she's having these experiences, because people may be like, what do you mean he jumped you?
Well, right. And that's the first thing I told him. I said, this is not allowed. I did not give you permission to do this. There are times I give permission if it's for a loving reason, or to help somebody, or to give somebody a hug. But there was no permission granted on this one. And he apologized, but he knew we were there, and he knew that we could take care of him. And there were several people with him too.
He was desperate, and he knew that you were connected, that you could help him, and he was desperate.
And he was beaten a lot because he was a very big man. And it was just incredible to be able to help the spirit and all of the ones that were with him. I can't remember how many were with him, but
he was starved too, and that's why you were voracious. And that's why
I was eating. I couldn't get enough food.
You couldn't eat enough food because he was finally in a physical body again, and he was trying to fill that need because they starved him.
Yeah, it was an experience I'll never forget. And we've had a lot of memorable experiences, so many that I can't even count how many. But he was a very memorable one, and I'll never forget him.
So do other people do this kind of work? And are you guys like doing things like war zone areas yet? Are you hitting places where there have been mass genocides? Are you doing that kind of work? Or
We did Gettysburg with several people all over. New York City with COVID. What else, Greg?
9/11? Did you do anything around 9/11?
Yes, we did. Oh, that's another one.
Yeah, because I would think that was pretty recent enough relative. Yeah, a lot of people. Like, how many people died in that? It's like 35, 3,000. A lot of people
3,000, yeah.
Something like that, yeah.
Where I work, and I'm not going to say, we have some steel from 9/11. And I was going through I was walking up to these automatic doors, and all of a sudden they just started doing this, and nobody was around. I was like, okay, what's going on? You know, and I looked back at the steel, and I went through the doors, and they still kept shutting, you know, back and forth. And I'm like, okay, something's not right here. And so I called Greg. I said, there's somebody in this steel. And she was from 9/11, and she was still stuck in the steel.
Oh my God.
So we took care of her too. And that was painful. That hurt. I mean, just to know what she went through, because she told us what she went through. And it was, so some of this can be really emotional.
Of course.
I'll never forget the very first time I heard Greg channel somebody, and he just was crying, sobbing.
Yeah.
And I was, oh my gosh, I can't handle this, because we were together at that time, you know, and it was like, I've never seen this with him. And there was just so much pain, and that really hurt me.
Of course.
But yeah, well, chime in, Greg, anytime. Don't leave it all up to me.
One thing we've not talked about, and it didn't happen with Mary. Mary wasn't racked with grief, but some of these spirits have been for years and years and years and years. They've been floating around in this sort of spirit realm.
Yeah.
And they've never had an opportunity to express their emotions about whatever happened for them.
Sure.
So when they come in me, I feel it. And a lot of times my fingers go into tetany, and you know, my body just goes really, really erect. I don't know how else to say it.
Yeah.
So there's this sort of feeling of whatever they went through. It's anger, it's grief, it's sadness, sometimes it's happiness, but it's not usually. You know, that's
not usually. Yeah, it's probably very different feeling than having an angelic being come into your body. You know,
after that, when that expression takes place, then they begin to calm down, and then they begin to talk, and whoever it is they're talking to, Leanne, whomever it might be that's nearby, that begins the process of them becoming aware that something good is about to happen. And they always seem to know. They always seem to get it.
Right.
And they usually ask, what is that light? What is that?
What is that light? Yeah. That's amazing. It's just amazing how some souls would get lost but some others just, even if it was a traumatic death, a family member is there to greet them, or a spirit guide is there to greet them. And do you have any insights on why that happens to some and not others since you started doing this work?
I think that it has to do with whatever their experience was in the incarnation just before they didn't cross over. So in other words, there's an evolutionary path that should happen, could happen, would happen.
Right.
But whatever they experienced in this life keeps them from moving forward. So they feel guilty, they feel abandoned, they feel like their family is going to come and be with them at any point in time. They can be attached to animals, horses, dogs, cats, whatever pet they had.
Yeah. Articles.
Articles, yes, we've had that experience too.
Mhm.
Was it a desk? I think I was over in
Yeah.
Europe, and there was a desk, and I felt this energy from this desk.
Mhm.
And I told Leanne about it, and eventually we crossed that soul over who was attached to that desk. And
Was he a writer or something? Maybe it was a writer.
remember, because that one was a long time ago. But the bottom line is, there is no. It doesn't seem to be a logical.
Yeah. Well, it's
con-
all energy. It's everything's energetic, so it makes sense. So are you guys like getting called like by people who own hotels and restaurants? Like how are people like working with you?
They're
Like
not. I mean,
they're
we would love
not.
it.
Okay, that's the thing. Yeah, see her,
No.
the energy is so intense. She keeps flipping on and off.
Yeah.
Yeah, so okay, so that's the thing. So you do want that. So you're looking for, okay, so even individual, like people say, I feel like they may be very intuitive. I feel like my father's lingering and he won't cross over. Can you help me?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
good to
I
know.
would
Okay,
love to do more of it, especially now getting ready to retire. I'm going to
okay.
have a lot of time, and that's great. And like I said, I love doing this. I love doing it with Greg. I can do it on my own. There are times that I don't need his help. It's the more severe ones that I know that I'll have to call him.
Yeah.
But
Well,
the
I think it's
information I get is just amazing. I mean, I've told him places to go that I've never seen, this property, and it was like, okay, he's hiding in the shed, and it's 200 feet to your west, and and sure enough, that's what happens. And it's just a part of believing what you're being told. You have to believe in what you're being told. You can't doubt yourself, and that's where my growth has happened.
No, I love that. So anybody who's watching, if you're buying a piece of property and you're feeling like you want to check on, are things lingering around, or you're buying a new home, or you have a hotel and you're having a lot of weird things happening, and that it's not the earthly things, right? Gregory and Leanne are available to help you cross over spirits who are ready maybe to leave. And maybe that's what's causing all the mischief and the problems, because they're trying to get our attention, like saying, get me the F, excuse my language, out of here. Right?
Well, let me just mention that we've gotten a number of people that have contacted us with property that they want to sell. And the property doesn't move. And once we do the clearing, the property sells very quickly. That's been an experience that we've had. And we've also there's also portals, and we don't have time to talk about that, but there are portals where these souls go in and out, and we close down the portals so that process stops. Because that's, when you talk about a haunted house,
right?
From my perspective, it's usually a portal where there's different souls coming through.
Got it.
And if you
they're coming through to wreak havoc.
Yes, in some cases.
A lot of times that's their goal, is to wreak havoc. So you want to close those portals.
Let's say that rather than wreak havoc, which is what they do, what they want is they want to be acknowledged, they want to be loved, they want to be recognized. Because so many people who are not sensitive to this energy, and there's lots of them, and that's fine, but they pass by all the time and nobody notices them. And then when Leanne or I go into a building, or anybody else there's hundreds of people.
Clairvoyant, right. It's like mediums, yeah.
Yes, they feel it. And then all of a sudden, that entity, oh, here's somebody who can see me, feel me.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's very, very powerful.
That's beautiful. No, it's true. It's so sweet to think that no matter if you're dead or alive or where you are, energy or whatever, everybody just wants to be recognized, validated, and loved. It's just really that simple. That's just like, oh my God, it just melts my heart thinking poor lost babies out in the world who are not, going. So yeah. So is there anything, I think we have like 2 minutes left. Is there anything really important that you want to share Let people know the best way to reach out to you so that they can work with you if they want to have a clearing done.
Probably the best way is for them to go to my website and contact me through email. And
Okay.
just give us, ask us, tell us whatever details you have, and then ask us if what we can do. And what's important, as Leanne pointed out, we don't have to go there. We don't have
Exactly.
to be there. And that's to me, I
Right.
still am in incredible awe how quickly this process goes by
Right.
and how we work because when I used to do it alone, it took a lot more time. And we didn't get the information that we get now. So working as a team allows this process to take place quickly.
Yeah.
And so we're not flying to your location and having to be there, any of that.
Right.
We don't have to do any of that. You tell us what happens, and then we do the work, and it's done.
And you guys connect. You connect energetically.
And that's the thing, the brother and sister that does this. I mean, how many is that? It just amazes us that
It could be a whole TV. It could all be a whole TV show about it.
Exactly. And what's funny is I want the least information. I don't want to know what happened. I don't want to know because I go by what I'm told. And so I don't want a lot of information because I want to make sure I'm being told the right thing and that I'm listening. So, but yeah, it's amazing. It amazes both of us. It's just, come to think of it, now that we're sitting here talking, we could probably go another hour with examples that we've, now are coming up in my mind again. Oh, remember that one?
We'll have to have you back, but we got to wrap up. It was such a pleasure, and I will have you, Gregory, your website link posted in the description. Reach out to them if you guys need some help with some souls and ghosts crossing over. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you everybody
Melissa,
for listening to Postcards to the Universe with Melissa, creating the life you crave. And I'm wishing everyone a wonderful week filled with joy, abundance, and love. Peace. Bye-bye.